Yo, hi everyone, Hashim is here. Today we are going to tackle a pretty big question. Is money equals happiness? I was inspired to make this video from The Psychology of Money book by Morgan Housel, especially from the two chapters, chapter 7, which is freedom, and chapter 9, wealth is what you can't see. Alright, chapter 7 is all about freedom. Now when you think of freedom, what comes to mind for most people, it's stuff like vacations, expensive things, or not having to work. But Housel breaks it down differently. He argues that true freedom is the ability to control your time, having the power to do what you want, when you want. Now, a lot of people think that having more money automatically means more happiness. And yeah, money can definitely make life easier. It gives you access to better stuff, cars, houses, vacations, all of that. But here's the twist. Money itself isn't happiness. It's what money gives you that can lead to happiness. Let's say I give you $1 million. Naturally, you would be super excited, right? You would probably start thinking about how much easier life would be, the freedom you would have, and all things that you could do with it. But now imagine I tell you that you can only spend that money when you are on a holiday out of the country with your family. How would you feel then? You would still be happy, of course, but suddenly that $1 million doesn't seem as free anymore because I limited you on how to use it. This brings up an important distinction: happiness versus joy. Happiness often comes from external things like money, but it's fleeting and depends on certain conditions. True joy, however, is deeper and more lasting, often tied to a sense of freedom. And freedom comes when you have the ability to do what you want, when you want, where you want, with whoever you want, and however you want. That's when happiness becomes more meaningful and lasting. Think about it. How many times have you had to do something you didn't want to, just because you needed the paycheck? Or maybe you have had to sacrifice time with family or on your own personal projects because you were stuck at work or school. Money gives you the freedom to say, nah, I'm gonna do things my way. It's not about quitting work entirely, but having the option to make choices that align with what matters most to you. And honestly, I can reflect on this with my YouTube channel. It was a way to get some of that freedom. Sure, it's not easy and it's still a grind, but the idea is to eventually build something that lets me have more control over my time and projects. That to me is real freedom, and it's something money can help with, but only if you use it right. And that brings me to the second chapter. Wealth is what you can't see. This one hit me hard because we all grew up seeing wealth as something flashy. The cars, the clothes, the big houses. But Housel makes the point that real wealth isn't the stuff you see. It's actually the money you don't spend. The difference between being rich and being wealthy: being rich is all about having a high income, flashy cars, big houses, the stuff you can see and other people can see. Wealth is what you don't see. It's about how much you saved, invested, and grown over time, and no one would know your purchasing power. Rich is spending while wealth is building. You can be rich today and broke tomorrow, but wealth is what lasts. Wealth is the true freedom to live on your terms without constantly worrying about where the next paycheck is coming from. Let's say you have 100K on your bank account. That is wealth, and you have a lot of freedom options on how you can spend it. Let's say you decide to spend that 100K on a car now. People will start seeing that you are rich, but in fact you are poor because you spend all your money and you don't have the money freedom anymore. Wealth is the saving in your bank account, the investment you have made, or the smart financial decision that sets you up for the future. And here's the thing, you might not look rich on the outside, but having that financial cushion gives you the freedom to live life on your terms. That is the kind of wealth that leads to real happiness, because it brings security, peace of mind, and again, freedom. So does money equal happiness? Not exactly, but money can definitely help create the conditions for happiness by giving you freedom and security. It's not about chasing luxury, it's about creating options. It's about the freedom to choose how you live your life without being tied down by financial stress. That's it for today's video. I hope this gave you a new perspective on money and happiness. Let me know in the comments what freedom means to you, or how you are working on building that invisible wealth. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will definitely catch you back later. Bye bye.